I love life on two wheels. I've got myself a bike because it's cheap to run and low on emissions.
And yes, it can be a lot of fun as well.
But it seems some bikers are having a bit too much fun.
200 bikers, some of them masked, many without license plates. Riders on motor and quad bikes are blazing down the street.
It is organised criminality.
They are a menace to other road users.
There have been lots of reports about off-road bikes being ridden recklessly on public roads. The bikers call this stunt riding bike life.
So, how dangerous is bike life and what should be done about it?
I'll see for myself the stunt riders in action.
Does it ever cross your mind that maybe one day you might end up hitting someone?
To be honest, no.
And I'm in for a few surprises.
Hold on, you're a father and your son does it with you?
It was these images of a funeral in Coventry that made me realise just how big bike life has become. Hundreds of bikers came from all over Britain to pay their respects to 21-year-old Tyrone Evans, aka Mr. Mechanic, one of bike life's biggest stars. He was killed in a quad bike accident last September. His father, Dec, has agreed to tell me more about him.
How are you? You too.
The day of the funeral, it sounded quite incredible. How many people turned up?
Somebody said at one stage there was over 600 bikes there.
Almost like a celebrity.
Well, in my eyes, he's a legend in my heart.
Mm-hmm. This is the reason Tyrone Evans was so popular. Daredevil videos that went viral on social media.
He was one of the best out there. The things you could do were unreal on bikes.
Ty did many of his stunts on private land, but not always. Did he know that there are certain points, places they'd be doing it, that it would mean it was illegal?
He knew what he was doing, yeah. But all he was doing was practicing. He wasn't out to cause trouble or to cause people inconvenience, like how the police try and portray that bikers with this bad stigma around them.
Ty was killed on a dual carriageway near his home in Coventry. The police are still investigating what happened. Dec has always loved motorsport, but perhaps surprisingly, his son's death hasn't turned him against bike life.
I love racing, it's my passion, it's like I wouldn't want to do anything else, and I assume it's just the same on the stunt bikes. You're just pushing yourself to your limits, pushing the bike to its limits. These lads that are out practicing on bikes, they're not deliberately going out to cause trouble.
So does bike life deserve its bad boy reputation? It's a Sunday afternoon and Dec's brought me to an industrial estate on the outskirts of Coventry.
It's something we wake up wanting to do, thinking about the next trip, you know what I mean, wanting to go out and master it.
When you're seeing the lads here pulling some skills and doing some tricks, you want to do that.
It's a family, it's a movement, it's all about bikes.
And the bikers I talk to claim bike life is actually a positive thing for young people to get involved in.
Don't cause trouble, like, I'm not saying all of us don't, some do, but this life, it mainly keeps us out of trouble.
What would you rather do, have the kids pick up bikes instead of like going out there and causing trouble in the future and stuff like that? Yeah. I'd rather have my kids pick up a bike than a knife and a gun.
This may be a quiet industrial estate, but these are still public roads, and some bikers don't just stick to quiet areas.
There is like hooligans and stuff that do ride bikes and stuff. I'm not going to say there ain't, but that's just not us. We just love to literally purely ride.
Does it ever cross your mind that maybe one day you might end up hitting someone?
To be honest, no, it doesn't, because when we are riding on these high streets, like we're heard before we're seen.
But that's not always the case. This chilling video shows what happened when a boy in Liverpool rode his dirt bike along a pavement. The teenage girl spent time in a coma and took a year to recover. Her family agreed for the video to be released, to highlight the dangers caused by some bikers.
You're not worried that you're also endangering the general public by doing this?
Definitely. I've personally not done that, but there's probably other riders who do that, you know, so you can't label every rider as the same that we're going on to like payments and stuff like that. We don't want to jeopardise people's lives.
Some of these bikers knew Tyrone Evans well, but his death hasn't put them off bike life.
Never going to forget him. but we know the risks. We know the risks that we take.
And even knowing that, you still don't.
Ty wouldn't want us to stop riding. No chance. He wouldn't want us to hang up the helmet.
So if the death of one of bike life's biggest names hasn't deterred riders from doing dangerous stunts on public roads, exactly what will? Well, West Midlands police think they have the answer.
Arrest bikers and seize their bikes. Over the last 12 months, they've raided a number of properties and arrested more than 50 bikers.
It is unacceptable, it is dangerous, and it is not glamorous. I do get the sort of cultural bit in the background of young people wanting to get involved in exciting things. That's fine up to a point, but when it comes onto the public highway and with the sort of behaviour that we've seen on the streets of Birmingham and Solihull and Coventry, it really is unacceptable.
The police have had a lot of success cracking down on boy racers, but nuisance bikers are trickier to catch.
Why is it so much harder to police?
And one of the challenges I have is that these individuals do not want to be identified. They will wear masks, they will ride often stolen and or unregistered machines with no markings on them.
And that's something I see for myself in Coventry.
Can I ask you a straight question? Is this bike legal?
Yeah, 100% legal. It's taxed, MOT'd, insured.
But there's no number plate on it.
I take it off because in case the police come.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, basically, if they come here now and they see my number plate, they're going to come and harass me tomorrow.
You know what surprises me about bike life is that it's an intergenerational thing. Dads, sons, granddads all riding together. I never really expected that at all. Hold on, you're a father and your son does it with you?
Yeah, he comes out here and rides.
Do you not worry about his safety?
Of course I do, yeah. But sometimes I don't like watching him because I think, ah. But yeah, I'd rather ride with him than him out there on his own.
It's clear these bikers are going to carry on doing dangerous stunts, even though it's illegal. So, is there another solution?
Give us a strip. You know, somewhere where we can go every Sunday. We want to ride there. That way, no one's going on the streets, no one's going on the roads.
So you're trying to tell me people will stop wheeling on the roads, people will stop wheeling in pedestrian
100%.
areas if there was a space given to them?
Definitely.
So is that something councils would consider?
If only it was that easy. You need a large piece of land away from housing. These motorbikes create an awful lot of noise, and we can't have local people subject to that type of noise. And the land we do have, the priority is for housing, and it is for business expansion, to create jobs for Coventry people.
So you won't be giving them a space to ride?
We just simply don't have the space to give.
For DEC, the council's response is disappointing.
If you want to solve a problem, you have to find a solution. You can't just do what they're doing. It's not a solution and it's not going to stop it. Bike life will carry on and on and on and on.
Until a solution is found, DEC wants bike lifers to take a bit more care.